Hello everybody, Luke Schulte, Field Agronomist for Beck's Hybrids. Been receiving quite a few phone calls here in the last couple of days as to why my beans turn so yellow. Why is that flash so much more pronounced than what I've seen in years past after I sprayed Liberty or Liberty plus glyphosate? And I think that comes down to a number of reasons. But the number one reason is the fact that our plants have developed a very thin cuticle relative to the time of year, okay? So the cuticle is that waxy layer on the surface of the leaf. And the way we develop a thicker cuticle is through weather like wind, sun, and heat. Think about the growing season to this point. We certainly haven't had a lot of heat. If I go back to the 1st of May through the first part of July, we're approximately 10% behind on overall GDU accumulation. And it's no secret we haven't had a lot of sun. The wildfires are having an impact even this far south. Even our days that we consider to be full sun have had a significant amount of haze. So we haven't had the weather that's required to develop a typically thick cuticle for the first part of July. So it's kind of like dumping water on a dry sponge. Our plants are taking in all that herbicide really quickly, okay? And while Enlist soybeans or XtendFlex soybeans are tolerant to Liberty and tolerant to glyphosate, they still have to metabolize that, and that metabolic process requires energy. Second reason is the fact that we've had a lot of other stresses, particularly dry weather stress. Those areas that have been incredibly dry, they're seeing more of that, okay? That yellow flash is even more pronounced. And I think we all would recognize when we have combination stresses, typically we exacerbate crop symptomology. Then the last reasoning is what is actually a very good thing, but is still having an impact on the amount of yellowing and the amount of flashing that we're occurring. Those April planted beans, and particularly those soils that haven't had a lot of rain, but have had enough to keep them going, are nodulating very heavily and producing a lot of nitrogen. That's a very good thing. However, the active nodulation to soybeans is actually a very large energy drain. So in combination with some of those other things that may be occurring in your field, it's creating another combination stress. Now, more importantly, what do we do about it? Now, if the field dictates or necessitates a herbicide application, I certainly wouldn't delay that herbicide application in anticipation of seeing more yellowing and more flash, because the good news is, while our plants or our crops, soybeans in this case, have a thin cuticle, so do our weeds. That's making them easier to get under control or easier to kill. However, rather than avoid it, what I would encourage you to think about is, if you have one of those situations occurring in your field, is try to help that plant recover quicker, okay? We know products that are derived from potassium acetate. We know a product like Syntos FA, which is PFR proven, but it's a combination of sugar and fulvic acid. We know products like that, they don't prevent that flash from occurring, but they have the ability to allow that plant to recover from that stress much quicker. Hopefully that adds some rationale or some reasoning as to what you're seeing in your own fields. If you have questions, give us a call. Thanks for tuning in.